In 1982, Ray Dalio made a prediction that almost destroyed his career. He told the world a financial crisis was coming. He went on television. He was certain. He was wrong. Bridgewater Associates lost almost everything. His staff had to be let go. Dalio himself had to borrow money from his father just to pay his bills. But here is what's remarkable. That failure didn't break him. It forced him to rebuild his entire understanding of how markets work from scratch. What he discovered changed everything. Most people think the economy is complicated. Politicians argue about it. Economists debate it. The news makes it sound like a mystery. Dalio disagrees. He believes the economy is a machine, a simple, mechanical, predictable machine. And once you understand how it works, you can see things that other investors simply cannot. By the end of this video, you will see markets the way Ray Dalio sees them. And that changes everything. At its most basic level, the entire economy is built on one thing: transactions. Every time money changes hands, every time you buy coffee, every time a government issues a bond, every time a bank makes a loan, that is a transaction. Add up every single transaction happening across every single market, and you have the economy. But here is what most people miss. Transactions are not just made with money, they are made with credit. And credit, the ability to spend money you don't yet have, is the single most powerful force in the economic machine. Dalio identified 3 forces that drive every economy. 3 forces that, when you overlay them on top of each other, explain almost every major market move in history. Force 1, productivity growth. Over the long run, economies grow because people get better at producing things. New technology, better systems, smarter processes. This is the baseline, a slow, steady upward line that doesn't fluctuate much. Force 2, the short-term debt cycle. This is what most people call a recession or a boom. It lasts roughly 5 to 8 years. When credit is easy to get, people borrow and spend. The economy expands, inflation rises, the central bank raises interest rates, spending slows. The economy contracts, then rates fall again, and the cycle repeats. Force 3, the long-term debt cycle. This one takes 75 to 100 years to complete. Each short-term cycle ends with slightly more debt than the one before. Over decades, debt builds far faster than income, and eventually, the machine hits a wall. Here is the part that should disturb you. Most people, including most professional investors, only ever see the short-term cycle. They react to recessions. They celebrate recoveries. They think they understand the machine, but they are only watching one layer of it. The long-term debt cycle is invisible to them. It moves too slowly to feel. It takes a lifetime to complete. And when it finally peaks, it creates the kind of collapse that happens once every century. The Great Depression, the 2008 financial crisis, events that blindside entire generations. Dalio saw both coming. Not because he was lucky, because he was watching the right cycle. And now, so are you. A deleveraging happens when debt burdens become so heavy that the normal tools stop working. The central bank cuts interest rates, but it doesn't help. People are too indebted to borrow more regardless of the rate. Dalio watched this happen in the Great Depression. He studied it in the Weimar Republic of the 1920s. And when he saw the same conditions building in 2007, the same debt levels, the same patterns, he knew what was coming. When a deleveraging hits, governments have 4 tools: austerity, cut spending, reduce debt. Debt restructuring, lenders accept less than owed. Wealth redistribution, tax the rich, move money to those who need it. And finally, print money. None of these tools alone is enough. The key is using all four in the right balance. Dalio calls this a beautiful deleveraging. Debt falls, growth stays positive, inflation stays controlled, the economy slowly heals. From everything Dalio learned, from his 1982 failure, from decades of studying history, from building a machine to track all of it, he distilled it into 3 rules. 3 rules that apply to every investor, every government, every person who participates in an economy. Rule 1, don't let debt rise faster than income, because eventually the debt burden will crush you. Rule 2, don't let income rise faster than productivity, because you will lose your competitive edge. Rule 3, do everything you can to raise productivity, because in the long run, productivity growth is the only thing that actually makes a society richer. Everything else is just borrowing from the future. These rules sound simple, but very few governments and very few investors actually follow them. The ones who do tend to end up on the right side of history. Ray Dalio spent 30 years building this framework after the most humiliating failure of his career. He didn't give up. He didn't blame the market. He asked one question: where was my thinking wrong? And the answer he found didn't just save Bridgewater. It gave him a lens to see the world more clearly than almost anyone else in finance. The economic machine never stops running. The cycles never stop turning. And the legends who understood this didn't just survive the market. They mastered it. This has been the playbook. One code cracked. Many more to come. If you want to see the market the way the greatest traders in history saw it, subscribe to Market Codex. Hit the notification bell so you never miss the next code we crack. The next legend, the next playbook. The market has a code. And now, so do you.